Listen. Hopefully they could hear us. I know we were having some trouble with the microphone last time, but if you've never been to one of these, because I know some people have come on going like, yo, this guy's dragging a lot on these videos now. This is the Friday live streams that we've been trying to do on a weekly basis. We're getting a little bit better since we have no choice but to be at home at the moment. But
no choice.
Yeah, shout out to everybody out there who's listening. Like I said, every Friday we try to do this little live stream to talk about the new movies of the week. Get like a little Q&A for you guys right there, popping out on the chat right there, right above our heads.
Yep.
But yeah, some people hit us up on Twitter that they can't hear us, so hopefully you guys can hear us on this one.
I know I don't have the voice projection that Art has, so I apologize.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, either this is Alina. She helps, she's my fiance. We edit all the videos together for those of you who haven't been following us since like the A to Z show days. So both of us watch all the movies together and then usually talk about them because some people don't know that. So I just want to make sure. But yeah, this is both of us pretty much on a weekly basis just talking about the new movies of the week. Surprisingly, there are new movies this week.
There are.
Yeah, and then talking about some
quarantine.
Yeah, some topics, and then getting some Q&A from you guys. So if you guys have any like interesting stuff to say, the easiest way is to hit us up on Twitter. But any cool ones on the chat. I know many times we get repetitive ones, and I know some people go, "Fine, ignore me." I was like, "Bro, we just answered like 5 minutes ago." But that's how live streams work. And the way this one always starts off with is talking about the new movies of the week. I got the two picks. One, I don't actually think we've talked about before. But it comes with this wave of a bunch of movies that were in theaters that are about to get released. On VOD. But let me start with the one that we actually caught at TIFF. There's a movie out on Netflix right now called The Platform. And again, this is one of those recommendations where it's a perfect stream it. 3 stars.
Easily. You don't have to leave your home because you shouldn't.
Because you should not at this point in time, especially if you're in Chicago. But The Platform is, I don't know what country it comes from, but I know it's in Spanish. And we were able to catch it at TIFF, reading off the level over here. Pretty much all these people are put into this platform or this these different levels. Nobody knows how many of these levels go, but there's 2 people in each, and a platform full of food comes down. The big morality, the big thing that's going on is that all the people at the top tend to eat all the food before it gets to the bottom, and we don't know how many levels down it goes. I think it's a very interesting movie, right now, and it is on Netflix. The reason I had given it 3 stars is like lore wise and building up, like kind of like what was the movie from last year where they all got caught up?
From where?
It wasn't like a Truth or Dare movie. They all have to like escape room. Never mind. I was like, they all have to escape the room. Escape room, where the concept of a business like this getting away from it almost gets a little too cartoony. There's an aspect of that in this movie that I think takes away from the morality, the theme that's going on in the movie, which I really do like, which is why I recommend it. But we also got an interview or a Q&A with the directors afterwards, and they got asked some questions.
They answered like, oh, of course, obviously that question would come up, but my answer is this.
There's a problem when you ask a question about a movie and they're so like they don't know the answer to it. I have heard more confident answers from our administration than I heard from the directors of this movie. But I do recommend it. It's on Netflix. Check it out. Very interesting premise. If it intrigues you, definitely do that. But the second one that I have, and this one, it's interesting because The Invisible Man is a remake that came out that was supposed to be about the Universal Monsters reboot that failed from Universal.
Yes.
So then Lee Wynell came in, Blumhouse partnered up with it, and they released Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss, who I think is fantastic. She had a really killer movie out at Sundance called Shirley. She never fails. So this movie, honestly, if I'm being, I haven't given it my second rewatch. On my second rewatch, I might give it the complete 4 stars.
I haven't.
Yeah, we were already.
I'm very bad with this quarantine. I should be updating my Letterboxd. I would give it 4 stars.
We always say.
I always say that, and I never touch Letterboxd.
But your thoughts on Invisible Man?
Oh, I know the draw for the audience is having like, oh look, there's gonna be an Invisible Man, but on its own, it's an incredible movie of her and her survival of this abusive ex.
Literally the opposite of what Universal wanted to do, of being like, ooh, yes. Invisible Man. Y'all want to follow the Invisible Man? It's like, ain't he supposed to be the villain? This one reminds you that he is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And they focus on the victim, in a sense.
What was the movie that we watched with Kevin Bacon?
Oh, Hollow Man.
Hollow Man. So we watched Hollow Man, and he was very creepy in Hollow Man. Dude. Like, that movie is...
so this is the original Invisible Man?
The original, which...
which is also great.
For the 1930s,
Bro.
I don't know how they accomplished some of these things.
1930, and you're in a theater, which 2020 sounds like a dream. But 1930, you're in a theater and you're sitting down and this pops up on the screen. Blow your mind. This would blow your mind. I still think this one holds up. Yeah, you were talking about Hollow Man. Let me search that one up.
So Hollow Man had Kevin Bacon in it, where they create this serum and he is able to become invisible. Now, earlier, Kevin Bacon's character was very creepy and had said a very specific joke where, Superman would go and see Wonder Woman up in a roof, and if they were invisible or something, then he would
What would he do?
Yeah, what would he do? And later on, he's groping and feeling up certain people because he's invisible, and he's just like an all-around, like, if you're invisible, is that really what you're not going out to be doing,
If you're Kevin Bacon, yeah.
If you're creepy Kevin Bacon?
If you're creepy Kevin Bacon, and most people nowadays probably would. But, yeah, I remember this movie. I think this movie still holds up.
Didn't you say it won an Oscar for the...
If I'm not mistaken, I am almost positive it won an Academy Award for the VFX. And considering it came out in 2000, I know this looks a little shoddy, but if you pick up a 4K of this, and I think that there's 4K uploads on YouTube right now, it would
good.
blow your mind. I think it still holds up, and I even think that they do a lot of more creative things in this one. Granted, the budget because it's Blumhouse for the new one,
True.
And it's not taken away from the new one either. But yeah, Hollow Man still sticks up. I know that this was kind of a spin-off version from what's his name? The guy who did Stormtroopers or Starship Troopers and Paul Verhoeven. He pretty much wanted to play with it, but I love this. He's like, instead of taking Child's Play and making another spin on Child's Play.
Yep.
I'm just gonna make the boy and do whatever I want with it instead. He pretty much took Hollow Man and took the inspiration from Invisible Man, but he's like, I'm gonna apply my own rules, and none of you fanboys from the 1930s original.
And switch the name.
Yeah, and switch it up. But when it comes to Invisible Man, the only bad thing I'd give it is I still hate the scene at the police station. I think it is one of the goofiest directed scenes. I won't spoil. Yeah, for Invisible Man. But yeah, I don't know
police station or the in the hallway of the psychiatric place where...
Sorry, the psychiatric place. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yes.
It's goofy. There's no reason for it to be that goofy. Other than that, a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. And I might give it 4 stars tonight. Stay tuned. Let's see what else we got. Emma. We just recently watched this one because this is also out on VOD, I guess, to go back and talk about one of the subjects that we actually wanted to discuss because people keep hitting us up about it, is that there is I don't even know what you want to call it, movement happening from all these studios.
I guess.
Universal did it. Disney just jumped on, so that's going to be big. But I know Universal was one of the big ones, and I believe Emma's from Universal. They've all decided to release a lot of these movies for $20 online because it's closed for theaters, and instead of moving Emma back, which was out in theaters right now, they want to release it. They did that for Invisible Man. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Emma, I also really enjoyed. However, $20 I think is a lot for people to be paying, and
if you were going to go see it by yourself at a theater...
Not a lot of... Look, as someone who knows how expensive theaters are, they're not $20 unless you're watching like something with IMAX.
Yeah.
Or
taking a date and you might as well already pay.
Yeah. That said, I do agree with the price to a certain extent because if you do have a family of people to watch this with, dope. However, people are being told to not do that. So now you're in a position where it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? For $20, the thing is, the biggest problem with it is I think they should be able to have it for purchase, and they do not have it for purchase.
So it's only renting.
It's only renting for $20 for 48 hours, but that's kind of bogus. I think you should be able to have the option to purchase, which is what Warner Brothers, I believe, is going to do with Birds of Prey when they release that early next week. With, I don't know who's got Bloodshot.
Did that already get, did Birds of Prey already leave theaters for them to be able to offer, hey, you can
Baby, every movie's left theater right now. There's no movies in theater. It was still out, though, before
that is true.
Everything came down. So that is considered an early release. They're allowing you to purchase it. Emma, you can't purchase, but I still think is a pretty good movie. Some of you may have seen, there was an older version of this. Obviously, it's based off of Jane Austen.
The one with...
Goop.
Oh, yes, Paltrow.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow plays Emma.
Yes.
So you haven't seen that version.
No, I haven't. And I asked you, I'm like, isn't it similar?
Remake.
I mean, it's 20 years, technically.
Less Goop on this one, but we personally really love Anya Taylor-Joy. I feel bad that I don't know her name. See, it is Mia Goth, but... from Game of Thrones, you were really excited when you saw her pop up on screen.
Yes, she plays Yara, but
from Game of Thrones.
Can never remember her name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, I thought this was a really good adaptation because I had read up on. We tend to get a lot of entertainment magazines, so I know a lot of the behind the scenes from. Oh yeah, this is my little percent. from the behind the scenes on the making of it.
Yes.
And all the stuff that came into the costumes, and I really like some of the stuff from the director. We may make a video on this, but I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of Jane Austen, if you want something, if you've seen Anya Taylor-Joy's previous works, her acting is still up to that level, and really great production design as well.
Yeah.
Onward comes out tonight.
Yes, it does. I was wondering what they were going to do with this. I really was. Some people were speculating they were going to wait and release it again if nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. Just move on onward and pretend nothing happened.
Nothing happened, but no.
I really like that they're releasing it tonight. I liked it more the second time that I saw it. That said, I still don't overly love it, but I still think it's a really cute movie. It's like I was being mean calling it that's a really good DreamWorks movie. But you know what? As someone who identifies this cartoon as a joke here and there sometimes, who am I to be so rude and judge a Pixar movie by the texture of their animation?
Shrek was the B team, okay? And Shrek was the best movie.
Yeah.
We can't put DreamWorks
Was Shrek
down.
B team too?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Like Lion King?
Might have been.
Well, this is a movie starring, what's his name?
Tom Holland.
As Tom Holland and Chris Pratt as Chris Pratt. Bet they're below.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
40-year-old Chris Pratt.
40-year-old Chris Pratt. So they're brothers here, and pretty much they lost their father, and the whole story is that in this also magical world, people have gotten
strayed away.
They've strayed away because of the convenience of technology.
Because why say a spell when you can
just flip a switch? It's clever, but they try to combine that in with the story that's going on here of not really pushing yourself to the fullest, especially with these two who lost their father at a young age. And originally they were supposed to be scientists. The dad was a scientist trying to create a machine to bring back somebody from the dead.
Yep.
But here they're able to use the magic to bring the dad back from the dead, but only half of him comes back, and that's the premise of the movie. I think it's cute. But I will say, instead of buying it or whatever, however the purchase options are going to be for tonight, or renting it, it is going to be out next week.
I believe so. I think someone in the chat also said, but I can't confirm that.
On Disney Plus.
Early April, it's supposed to drop on Disney Plus, and from the looks of it, we might still be in quarantine. So,
but Disney Plus will still be there, so better to just pay the $4.99. And I really do think, let me just say this right here. Disney also has another little movie coming out, and with all the talk of what governments and what big companies are gonna do, what did I put? Black Widow is what I meant. I was asking this. We were recording Intercut the other day.
About
the all the Disney movies that are coming out. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't even finish the name. I'm trying to get the thought out. And I was saying, how many Marvel movies have there been? Right?
21?
So
2?
I thought the number was 19, and someone goes, no, it's we're in the 20s now. And
we're
I was
in the
like,
20s.
So you're telling me we've given and supported these movies? Bro, when they were still doing midnight showings, we were there.
Imagine all the people who've, at minimum, seen these movies once, right? So
there's that guy who saw it 32 times.
So, just for the hypothetical right now, we'll say it is 20 movies. I know it's more, but we'll say it's 20.
Alina, there could be 11. I really don't care. They could have released 5. You are telling me that on your 25th movie, 23rd, whatever number it is, you can't give us one and release it to Disney Plus? You have made the second to last movie they all released.
I will say this:
broke records.
Female lead, so you can't just release it just whatever.
And I understand that there's the whole lore side of it that they need to, because if they release this movie,
I gotta see Pew on the big screen.
We got a big screen here, baby. I'll pull out the projector. I understand that a lot of movies are switching over. I do feel that there are some companies that could give us one. This needs to be moved, obviously, back because if I'm not mistaken, they were talking about this being the start to Phase 4, and with it being the start to Phase 4, this can't come after some of the other ones. Mm-hmm. But if only you had a streaming service where you could directly put it on so that we could all watch this, especially during an era of turmoil when we all have to stay at home, but we've left our homes to support all them. I don't know. The Hunt also comes out on VOD. I personally would not recommend this to everyone. Not
to everyone, but it is a satire. But you have to when you're oh, okay, this is satire, reading The Onion, what mindset to put yourself in. But when you're going to watch The Hunt, you got to put 2-3 tiers below.
Also put up with jokes that go absolutely nowhere.
Of jokes.
Yeah, we talked a little bit more about this last week. But I wanted to mention it because it is one of the other movies that's coming out tonight to rent for 48 hours for $19.99. So yeah, just give away your money to some people who made a movie about people taking advantage of other people during a crisis, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, finishing up on that 1999 concept, I do, and I might as well just try to search it up here. Excuse me. VOD movies Universal. Yeah, if there's any questions. Was that a cough? Yes. Sadly, we have the regular cough because that's what most people have. But
yeah, I just have allergies. No
we're staying at home.
No biggie. Still quarantining.
1 week later. He hasn't released a video, even though we never release a video in weeks. Let's see. As Universal redefines direct VOD sales, it was one of the ones from the ones that they were releasing. That's another one. Trolls. If Universe or DreamWorks can release Trolls, one of their biggest draws that they were supposed to have in the spring, I am pretty sure a lot of other companies can follow suit. I wish A24 would follow suit, considering that I do feel like we're missing a really big indie part. Emma's kind of filled that up, but that was also like a bigger production. But yeah, I mean, it's a
I don't know. I was really
different
looking
landscape.
forward to Trolls to watch it with a friend of mine with her little girls, because anytime that I would go over, all they would play on YouTube is okay. So I have to admit, I didn't see the first Trolls movie, but do I know all the songs after being in a room with little kids? Absolutely,
Did they pop
do.
out on your Spotify most played? Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time because I personally, as someone who loves movie theaters, Alina and I travel, for those of you who followed us, to Toronto, to South by in Austin, which was canceled this year. We'll cover that in a bit. Sundance. So we've been all over the place. We love watching movies in movie theaters. We love watching movies with audiences. I also hate audiences. I also love my home sometimes. And I think a lot of people are worried that this type of concept is going to push movie theaters to go out of business. I'm more optimistic on the sense that I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there will always be a space for movie theaters.
There will be. And if you're worried about your local theater, I know a lot of people on Twitter have been doing this. You can buy gift cards if you can do that online, kind of support them. But other than that, I mean, I don't know, you know, like
One of the biggest
to keep them afloat. Like, I don't know if they're considered to get any help from what's being given out.
Because it's not considered an essentials like GameStop, you know, which continues to remain open. But when it comes to the movie theater options, I know for us being from Chicago, we have the Music Box.
Yes.
And if you haven't already done this, they also, you know, this is great any other time after all this is over. But of course, if you're in a strain, ignore this. But for those who do want to support movie theaters, whatever, because that's obviously the main thing that connects all of us. If you're listening in here, the Music Box offers like those memberships. You know, we've done that for Sundance and with TIFF and stuff. So that's like a great way to be able to support, but also get some other options in watching movies and helping those theaters as they have other events. Let's see, Bappo no Hako. Oh, thank you. Shout out to Bappo as he pops up on the screen. I think in a little bit. I don't know if you had any other stuff, but I was just going to wrap up here that I personally think that there is going to be a big layout of this new landscape. It's already been there. This is ushering it quicker. I feel for Elizabeth Moss because, I mean, I don't know if this is something that someone would consider like an Oscar movie. It's eligible though. But what's the time frame for a movie to be eligible? Like, how long do they have to be in theaters for? Because that's typically what they do. That's why Netflix is always like, well, you weren't in theaters for whatever engagement. I think it's like a day, remember? That's why people dropped December 31st. Remember? Oh, okay. They just need to be playing in a certain amount of theaters, I think. Oh, okay. But they would have achieved that anyway. Yeah. As far as I'm aware. Because if we had the Oscars right now, my girl winning Best Actress. Elizabeth Moss taking Best Actress. But I'd put Never Rarely, Sometimes Always, which we mentioned last week as that. We did. I think the landscape is going to change a lot. It is because it's already been changing. We don't know how everything's going to recuperate. We don't know how everything's going to go back to the way it was. We don't know how long. How many movies are going to be pushed back? I have absolutely no idea. You know, and all the marketing and everything that's been printed. That's the least. Don't get us wrong. That is the least of everything that is going on. Oh, easily. But easily. You know, considering that the people who are in this industry and have the ability to help a lot of people instead decide that the best thing that they can do is sing a song. I wonder if it's the first thing that pops up. Oh, Thank the Lord it's still the
goodness.
original one.
No, but it's down there.
Yeah, like what do you expect? I'm gonna laugh. None of these people, when you and I were talking about this yesterday, 100 years ago when we had another little incident that happened, there also was a moment where actors who were used to silent films had to transition over to actual talking movies. And
the talkies.
Thinking of now, like they went crazy because they didn't know, now I have to speak in a movie. And they literally thought, hey, this isn't something I want to do. And in retrospect, we're like, you don't want sound in movies? In retrospect, people want to go to the movie theaters because they need to see movies with an audience, and yet those same people will write articles about how they hate watching movies with an audience.
Can you imagine the people, like, being in, like, quarantine, you have to, like, be with your family. Sometimes you do use the theater as an escape, so I really feel for those people. Are you tired of me? No, I'm not.
I was about to say, you can go to the movie theaters together, too.
No.
I feel what you mean, yeah.
You know? Like, because at home, I never had the remote. I would always have to do my little, 10-inch little TV in the kitchen. That's where I watched all my shows growing up.
That is true. Like, if someone is in control of the main TV.
Granted, we have phones and people are watching The Irishman on their Nintendo DS. So it's completely different world now. But it's just like, I get it. Yeah. You know?
Not everyone has the ability to have.
Not everyone has a theater-friendly family at home.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know. Imagine if people helped out and did something about that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, who knows? I did want to talk about South by really quick because I know South by is like a really big South by Southwest. Yes.
So South by Southwest is a film festival that is held in Austin. It's typically the second film festival we attend, and it's typically goes along the time when the university down in Austin is also during spring break. At least they try to time it that way. But this year, our second year, for the first time ever after how many? I think it was like 30-something years, 34, 36, something like that. Some 30-some years, it was canceled for the first time. Now, it does stink, but for the safety of everyone in Texas, for the safety of us and others, yes. I mean, I know after this, a bunch of other events.
After the NBA did it. That's when everyone else took it seriously. South by was getting so much trash from it. It wasn't even South by. It was the city of Austin. And it turns out that they were in the right.
They had to.
I mean, it goes from being a hoax to being a pandemic that we knew was a pandemic the entire time. So you get to a situation where you got, people who had to make the decisions early. They did. Now, there has been different things that happen with the film festival. Yeah. First and foremost, no one's seen the movies.
Nope.
There is no press. There are no interviews or no Q&As. If you've seen a Let Me Explain, we love incorporating all that stuff because it really builds.
It adds to it. It adds what are they trying to say?
Obviously.
What are they trying to convey?
None of that is here. Some of the movies have reached out about like screener links, and they have put some on like an actual thing that combines all the movies together. Because there is an entire, if you go to the festival thing, all of these movies that were subject to come out, or pick South by over another film festival, or we're relying on this to be the big one. Will no longer have a release. Now, obviously, there's bigger movies, like the ones that were already had theatrical distribution that got delayed. Not worried about those.
No.
My concern, sure, but not worried about those. It's the indie films, it's the short films and stuff like that. We still want to find a way to cover those if we can. Some of them have been wanting that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing because, if the festival can be held online, that also goes back to the VOD thing. Then why is anyone showing up to the, there's almost like a worry. Yeah. And that sometimes concerns me. Like, wait, so we're not going to do something out of the fear that it'll...
I don't know.
But that is a lot of jobs. And it's something you have to take into account.
The entire Austin economy.
Exactly.
Everything that it would bring in.
That's a big thing. And that's, the worries.
But all these people were coming from who knows where before any of the traveling stuff was put in place. Like that...
And I still believe this is more international than Sundance is. Not that Sundance isn't, but this isn't just a film festival. It's also music and comedy and all these other things that happen. So, I mean, we still want to be able to provide some South by coverage. We still have the Sundance video that's coming out with a couple of other stuff. And the crazy thing is that you guys know we still got a Parasite video. We still got an Uncut. We still got a Knives Out. People always told y'all drag to make these videos. Well, now it turns out we have more than enough content and more than enough time, especially now that other stuff is coming. To not be as backed up, but we will have a bunch of those videos coming out. I mean, we're at a point right now where it's just like one of the big reasons that limits us from making these is that many times we spend all this time working on the video for it to get blocked or for them to like monetize it and make the money off of it.
Yeah, I know our buddy was putting up their copyright claim already for the hunt. So I'm already gonna tell you the hunt video is probably gonna have like the forest scenery, and that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah, because then they block it on us, or even worse, they swap out, put their ads on it, and it's like they're whoring us out, and it's like that's a premise in the damn movie itself. But I'm to be completely honest with you, with everyone who's like staying home and stuff, I just want to try to get out as many videos as possible. I don't know how many would get hit, but with movies being $19.99, a movie like The Hunt, nah. You deserve to have more of a
having to pay $20. I know you guys are gonna come to us, so we're fine doing these live streams to get our quick thoughts to you guys. But videos
nothing else is
soon.
really coming out from what I know.
Not necessarily. Did we talk? What did we did that one? We did that one. We did The Hunt.
There is 3 other movies that are coming out. The Banker.
Okay.
Hooking Up.
Okay. Someone did ask about the third one.
Oh, you did. You saw Human Capital, so I'll let you answer it.
Human Capital, I ended up being able to see that at TIFF. Art was not able to catch it. I did enjoy it. It kind of ran around everywhere. If it is $20 and it's just you, I don't know. I would probably do like a 3.5.
I think
3
this
stars. It's a very decent film. It has which of the Wolf brothers in this?
The good one.
I don't know which one that is.
Alex Wolff.
It has
Liev Schreiber, Marissa Tomei, Peter Sarsgaard.
So the story is that someone on a bicycle is struck and they pass away, and now these 2 families are involved in some way, and the story kind of gears you one way, it's trying to gear you some other way, and you kind of don't know anything until movie making till the end. So it is good, very good. I don't know if I personally would pay the $20 again at home.
I don't think it's $20. I don't know how much this one is. I have actually no idea. I'm trying to search up. So this is another cool thing about Letterboxd, is that it gives you an ability to be able to search up where it's not playing anywhere. This may not even be out. I don't even know how limited this is.
Let me see.
I thought it was out on VOD, but if someone brought it up, I've been interested in this one too, because Lena got to see it at TIFF. I wasn't able to, but I found it really intriguing, that whole idea of it almost being a Vantage Point type movie. She gave me the let me explain, so I know what happens. I still found it interesting. I want to see how they play it out. I think you said your biggest critique was just how they try to showcase things.
Yeah, there is something interesting that does happen, like in the background of the scenes, which I would definitely want to do like a rewatch for, and I would definitely rewatch it with you.
Yeah.
But I don't, $20. It's a toss up,
Let's see if there's any other questions or stuff. I'm gonna try to answer those.
Yeah. So go ahead and put your questions out if you want us to answer those. Quick shout out to Isaac, La Familia, watching us. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Con toda la familia.
Shout out.
So thank you.
What else
Gracias. Let's see.
Are you ever going to release videos on You seasons 1 and 2? I do. We still have the whole video on season 1 made. When season 2 came out, we were on our way to Sundance again, so we didn't get to finish it. But yeah, I do, especially with 3 coming out. I think probably by next year. Let's see. Where can I watch Contagion free? I need it. Out your window, technically, kind of. You just open the blind. No, I think it's on like Showtime.
Let me see.
I wish it was available, because if there's one movie to watch, and I'll actually take Zach's quote from it. Zach, who I recorded Intercut with, he pretty much said that Contagion is the best movie to watch right now because it's actually comforting.
It really is.
And I was like, how so?
Okay. So let me just double check this real quick.
It's not.
Well, no, because sometimes it does this thing where it's like, it's on Hulu with subscription, but then it's like
subscription through Showmax or Max Time.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be through something else, which I hate when it does that.
It is. No, that's what it's gonna be. But he pretty much explained it. See, it's locked.
Yeah. So if you have Cinemax,
no one has Cinemax.
Probably you don't.
No one has Cinemax in the apocalypse. Contagion, I think, does a good job at showing you like how crazy this something like this can spread, and they use a lot of terminology. I don't know what Steven Soderbergh was on in 2011. Now I love Stevie.
Yes. I'm gonna check one more place.
What?
Hoopla
might have it, perhaps.
Hoopla might have it.
But what he did in this movie a decade ago, and like the phrases and terminology and the sequence of events and how they play out, he was on with this. But Zach goes, but considering where we are now and how quickly the movie's timeline moved, it actually makes you feel better. And I was like, you're right, because you remember that's a movie and that's heightened up for that attention. He goes, exactly. And I go, you're right, because I remember the grocery scene. Everything was gone. And in real life, ain't nobody taking the Dasanis.
Gone.
So that's how you know it's a movie. Yeah, I guess Contagion, you gotta Yeah, that one you got to pay. But I don't think that one's $20.
Let's see. Chris M asked you what your favorite album of 2020 is.
2020. I mean, we just started listening to The Weeknd.
I was about to say, I'm like, The Weeknd is sounding pretty good.
We do have tickets to go see The Weeknd.
We do. It's probably going to
I still argue that if it's box seats, they should be covered up.
You goofy.
But that's at the end of June. I don't know. We'll see.
Someone said they put their question on Twitter, so if you want to open up Twitter real quick while I go through this chat. I might
have too many questions on Twitter.
What is your favorite Star Wars sequel movie? Sequel movie. Does that mean like anything after New Hope?
Yeah.
Or does that mean like 7, 8, 9?
After New Hope.
Let's see. What else?
Contagion is on Netflix in Canada.
Matthew, ¿qué haces en el tiempo libre? Honestly, ver películas. I watch movies.
Watch more movies.
You know, Art sometimes would tell me what hobbies you have. Watch movies. That's what I do. I mean, that's everything. Watch movies, TV.
That's it.
That's it.
We were made for the quarantine.
We were made for this life.
Let's
see.
I have one that says, "What's your overall feelings towards the Hobbit trilogy by Peter Jackson?" I personally think that they milked it out too much. I am not a big fan of very short stories being milked out to be longer than they need to be.
Yeah. We have... where'd it go? Ismael, ¿qué onda mi gente? ¿Cuándo van a sacar el video de Gente File?
Soon.
Because
we just finished.
Yeah, we just finished that, and we just finished... on my block season 3, so we want to kind of like combine both of those.
We'll see. I mean, they both ended up being.
But I really loved Gente Five.
I preferred Gente 5 season 1 over. I'm a block.
It hit too many feels.
Yeah, I got another one that says, "What do you think of my idea that Disney should just release New Mutants on Hulu and be done with the cursed production?" I mean, I think that is a genius idea. I know a lot of people have been arguing for that since, 2 years ago? Remember when I had that poster of New Mutants? I just ripped it up. So I was like, what's the point of this date?
We should have kept it. It would have been one of those things where it's just like, it's just never going to come out.
I should have kept it. I should have never ripped it. It would have been memorabilia. This movie's just never going to come out. There was that beautiful tweet about it's 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, New Mutants will be postponed. It is now 2019. In 5 minutes, New Mutants will be postponed. But, yeah. I think it should be coming out.
Yeah, Illinois is on a stay in your house type of lockdown right now.
At the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to the new Gambino? I listened to a couple of the songs. I know he had to release it on his website, and then he yanked it. So I have no idea when it's actually going to come out. Where are you guys being held up? Chicago. We got everything we need, and hopefully everyone's being smarter enough outside. Smart enough outside.
Got my water filters.
But yeah, I know our mayor.
Yes. JB.
Yeah, they pretty much they announced that it's locked down till the 7th of April.
Yeah. I mean, you have to keep people away from each other because they just don't listen.
I guess.
At least the people that kind of listen to rules will stay inside.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see.
When is LME to Under the Silver Lake coming? I mean, we got a lot of time now.
Under the Silver Lake.
So I'm hoping we finally catch up on everything we need to catch up on.
Y'all be able to hear my how Under the Silver Lake is actually a Spider-Man movie. Of it?
Yeah. What do you think about Stranger Things getting postponed? Oh no, not the series that lied to us. Will the Snyder Cut ever come out? Hey, now we got this right here. I know you're gonna start a petition for the butthole cut of Cats. We get to talk about it, so that's one of the biggest reasons I would like.
I think Cats is one of the most I was really proud.
I'm not making a video on Cats again.
I'm not. No. But I'm very proud of our video. So if you haven't already, go watch our Cats video. Seth Rogen recently watched Cats.
Binge of it, yeah.
In a very medicated state of mind, and he quite enjoyed it. And for all the people that couldn't see it, he definitely saw what we saw. Mm-hmm. So, proof, I guess, by a celebrity.
Yeah. And there's a butthole cut, so I'm very excited.
Yes, someone did say that they CGI'd all the booty holes out.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What did you think about Ford v Ferrari? I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't hate it, but we'll see when we get there. Because I still want to make a video on that one, and I'll be rewatching it soon while we're hunkered down. Let's see. Lavish Jewel says, here for the quips. Great to hear Leah's voice too. Alina. Her name is Alina. Alina.
Which one? Where we?
Lavish. Give a nice little shout out to us. So thank you for the donation, for shouting out.
No problem.
Alina always gets it. It's funny because
I'm so used to people getting my name wrong, and it's not bad. I appreciate even typing. It's Alina, Alina. You don't have to pay or waste any more money. Yeah. I appreciate You wanting to all hear my voice.
The funniest part is because we went to high school together, so they would
Yes.
always mess up her name.
All the time.
But I would argue I still have the words because my last name is Zarita, and somehow someone called me Dorito.
Oh, honey. I've told you this story, but the audience does not know.
What?
In grade school, we had a sub. And you know, subs typically mess up your name, right?
Yeah.
So I'd figure I would get like an Alana or Alina. No. This lady straight up said alien. Like, I know I'm Mexican.
How old were you?
I know I'm
How old
Mexican,
were
but
you?
the white lady didn't
old
have
were
to
you?
go.
How old were you?
This was like 3rd, 4th grade.
Maybe she was onto something.
She
Trying to
like,
boot you
this
out.
alien right here.
Were you dressed in like the Toy Story?
No,
little
I
alien
probably
one?
had little Tweety overalls or something.
You don't even have an E in your name. That doesn't even make any sense.
I know, but
That's funny, though.
I have an I, and I guess A is alien.
Hey, it's A.
Alien.
All right, I raised you, honey. My Sundance one, where the lady just went beep, hello Peter, beep, hello Paul, beep, hello.
Hi.
Refused to say Arturo.
Not even R.
Not even a Arturo. Nothing. Let's see what else we got.
Let's see.
OMG Chicago, I'm so close. I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, that was the funniest part of, not the funniest, scariest part of Contagion is when they're trying to leave Chicago to go up to Wisconsin and the Wisconsin border's closed.
Yeah. Like when you really don't want to go into Wisconsin, but like that's your only escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Are you all good on toilet paper? No, we actually are deleting our Patreon accounts, and we're there's another thing. It's like Ko-fi where you can donate for coffee, but it's for toilet paper.
Yes, we are good on toilet paper. I've been rationing. As a woman, yes, we use more. I even had to call out my sister. I'm like, girl, you don't need more than 2 squares if you're going tinkle. You're washing your hands anyways.
Contagion's also in Argentina? How is Contagion everywhere but in the place where...
I know. Let's see. Have you watched the movie And Then We Danced? I know you caught that one.
Yes, I very much enjoyed it, and I'm going to cover it more on Sundance, but I give it a thumbs up.
All right, let's see.
Let's see. I'm glad y'all are doing these updates because I almost can't believe how this is affecting releases.
It's
kinda crazy.
postponing a lot of stuff.
I had told Alina, I was like, we might as well, since because usually the problem with us doing it on Fridays was that we would always go out for a morning release.
Yep.
And anytime we would go, we would come back and we wouldn't have enough time to be able to
cover everything.
Yeah, to cover everything. So then I tell her, I was like, well, we ain't got nowhere to go no more. So might as well just live stream every time. Let's see. I wouldn't know that one.
Yes, someone did say that Big Time Adolescence is on Hulu. We were able to catch that, 2 years ago, I think?
One of our favorites from Sundance. We
It
were
was.
scared it wasn't going to come out.
Yeah, we didn't even know when it was going to come out. And then randomly it's like, hey, catch it on Hulu.
I know.
So if you do have Hulu, it's a funny movie, lots of jokes. Make sure you wash your hands before you watch it, after you watch
it, and after you watch it. All right, let's do like 3-5 more, then we'll head out.
Let's see.
What is your film guilty pleasure? You got that one?
Ooh, I would say The Day After Tomorrow, or any like film disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Impossible is more like emotional, but it's still like a film disaster in the beginning. Any film disaster movie, I'm just a guilty pleasure.
It's New Year, New Me. I don't feel guilty for any movies.
No.
I heard someone say that. I'm on with that. Get yourself a bidet. I hit up Carson Runquist. He's going to let me borrow.
I mean, we do have like the detachable shower head, so we could just like hop on in. We're not leaving.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've just been hopping in. Let's see.
I mean, we shower every day, people. Come on.
Arturnalina, we're Mexican. We got the hose if we want to run out of toilet paper.
What'd they say?
We got the hose. We're Mexican.
Yeah. Okay. So, funny story. My grandma, when she was still with us, she told one of my cousins.
You're going to oust them out like that?
One of my cousins, she, like, we were all at grandma's house, and she was like, bend over and with like a hose, she would like clean
like
the cousins.
Dexter's Lab?
Yup.
Hold on. Dexter's Lab shower. Is the imagery really gonna?
There it is.
On that note,
You gotta get the sadder one. You gotta get the sadder one.
Oh, he can't be happy.
Sad. There he is. Let's see, what else? Alina Battle Angel. I appreciate it. I wish I could fight like her. Let's see. What else?
Thoughts on Lost Girl. Yeah, that should be the last one, and then I'm gonna end it on this sad picture of Bud Arthur.
Honey said Alina's a popular name where you're from. Where are you from? I'm very curious. Let's see. Knives Out is a good movie. I'm just reading through these. Let's see.
The platform, yes. That was one of the first movies that we mentioned early on the stream. The stream will be put up afterwards if you came in late.
It always
so
stays up there.
don't worry if you missed anything. You don't
And
have
we
to
have
go
a
back.
playlist of all the other live streams. So
We
there's
do.
also that, where you could see people asking us the questions for whatever we talked
Yeah.
about at the beginning.
Lost Girls. Art finished Lost Girls. I did not.
How do you like it? Here,
I have to finish that one.
last one. Top 3 Criterion Channel movies to stream. And I would even argue, just give your 3 to stream in general. From anything. I can give the Criterion ones because I know I've been catching a lot of stuff over
I know
there.
this one's not on Criterion yet. But Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
And Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I would recommend, if it's on there right now, Phoenix. I very much enjoy
Ooh,
Phoenix.
yes.
It's one of my favorites of the last decade.
You know, I still haven't watched that with you.
We watched it together. What are
Did
you
we?
talking about?
Are
We
you
went to
sure?
the theater together. Yeah. We were practicing social distance 5 years ago, so you
Of
were
course,
sitting on the
of
other
course.
side. I'm drawing a blank. I guess I'm just going Phoenix. I'm gonna give you that one good one. Phoenix and Portrait of a Lady on Fire,
What else
which
is in Criterion?
I don't think comes out till June. Oh, there's a bunch in Criterion. I just can't think off the top of my head.
What else?
Oh, there's this really good one. I'm gonna end it on this one. But again, for those of you who have never been on one of these before, we don't always end it on a picture of Dexter's butt. But when we do, it's because we really, really want you guys to wash your hands.
Wash your hands.